Right. Ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson is the final section of chapter 6.3 of Math 20-3. It does talk about credit cards and store promotion. That's the chapter title, but to be fair, we are talking mainly about credit cards. So last lesson, we discussed things about some of those direct payments from credit cards. And still we did some of those interest calculation. Most of the time interest is annual, so you need to calculate the day and convert the days into year by divided by 365, and that's how we did. Today we are basically going to go through our second part finally, store promotion. And one of the store promotion that is really happening a lot, and this is mainly for big purchase, and that's the one, for example, house or car, etc., etc. Those kind of store promotion. And one thing that you need to understand is this concept of down payment. Down payment. Down payment is basically a lump sum payment, but you don't pay the whole thing. You're just paying partial payment. So, when can we do this down payment? To be honest, generally, at the time of purchase, or at another time, you can lump payment in some other year. And the reason that I put yearly is because my mom is a good example when it comes to this down payment situation. Time to time, people do down payment for the mortgage of houses. To be fair, not a lot of people do the mortgage loan payment just because, unless it's like your cabin where you put it in some other province or those kind of situation. But even that's not common. Um, but in any case, interest rate is tough to handle for some people. So they choose to do lump sum. What my mom did was, for example, she paid lump sum every year, little by little. And it doesn't have to be the whole amount. And why down payment plays such a huge role for store promotion is because, for example, you are working as a full-time, let's say, full-time manager in certain branch of superstore. Right now, in your bank account, of course, you don't have the money to purchase the whole house, for example. Then we do down payment. Just pay a certain amount, and then as you earn money, from that monthly basis, you pay X amount of money out of your bank account. Or other way around too, you are purchasing your car at your age, grade 11 is like 16, 17-year old. At that situation, you can drive. You have a learner license, and then you have your class 5 license, GDL driver, something like that. Then what can you do? Well, you cannot physically pay the whole car. Then maybe you can do part-time job and then do some amount as a down lump sum payment, and then after that, whatever the other percentage of rest of the money, you can pay as time go. So down payment offer basically allow you to purchase an item without having to pay for its full amount until some months, years later. And I know I put extreme example house and car, but sometimes furniture like couch or TV, those kind of thing. Nowadays, TV is a little cheaper, but it used to be tough to do for lump sum. But in any case, those are the one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do example of page 311. And we are talking about the new stove that is being purchased by Zainab. So let's read the question. Zainab is buying a new stove listed at 989.95 cents. The store has an offer of nothing down and 4 easy monthly payments of $265. I am putting some clue. And we're trying to answer A, what is the total cost of the stove on the payment plan? And B, use the simple interest formula to calculate what rate of interest is being charged. Something like that. So, let's do the total cost. A. Forgot to put one clue over there. For 4 months, you are basically paying $265 instead of almost close to $1,000 amount as a lump sum. So if you want to call that pros, that's pros. Because you don't need to take that much amount of money. What if you need to do grocery store for shopping? Those kind of thing, right? So if you do that for 4 months, you just multiply that by 4. And take out your calculator. 4 times 265, provide me $1,060. I'm just gonna put calculator outside. So that is A's answer, the total cost of the stove, basically. Now B is asking, how much is the interest? Well, let's think about it. As you may notice, $1,000, $60 that we pay, it's definitely larger. So what should I do? Subtract them. That's my everything. That's like your A, and that's like your P to find out your I. A is equal to P plus I, right? So if I rearrange it, my principal amount, my original amount, 989.95, you can just minus that, right? Then you're gonna have your interest value come out. So according to what we see, interest is basically 70.05. Now, that is my interest. The question doesn't finish in there. This is interest amount. But the question is asking, followed by, what is your value of R? And the question says, use your simple ratio, PRT. So let's do this. First of all, in order to find R, you got to rearrange it. I is equal to P divided by T. Because, opposite operation, they are multiplying together, divided by P on both sides, same thing for T. So eventually you're going to use that. Now, principal amount, we know it. That's original amount. T, let's think about it. It says 4 months. But 4 months, look at the unit. That is month. We gotta change that into year. And the way that you do is 4 divided by 12, which is 1/3 if you wanna simplify. That is another clue. So now if I punch the number in, I is 70.05, P is 989.95, and term 1/3 inside of your denominator. Generally, it's a good idea. I know it's tough to see, but it is important to show this one. Good idea to do denominator first, like this. 329 point that, and you can just use previous answer to find out your R. My R has turned out to be 0.2122 blah blah blah, rounded up to 0.212. Then if you want to convert it into percentage, just multiply by 100. 21.2% is basically your percentage annual interest rate, which is a little bit bigger than 1/5 of the entire payment. That is today's lesson about promotion. That's definitely easier than credit card situation. Actually, where does this page finish? 4. From page 312 to 314, I want you to give it a shot for odd numbers. So that's 1, 3, 5, something like that. That is today's lesson.